it's a long time ago. I mean, it's 16 years ago, and there was no blueprint for any kind of non-establishment clothing labels, you know, underground. There was, I mean, we didn't even think of it as underground. And go for it. I mean, I think the main motivation for us, and I believe it's probably true with a lot of the other LA brands that started then, was there wasn't really any alternatives that we could purchase that were satisfying to us. You know, I mean, we were basically, and, you know, certainly we enjoyed doing it for the money, but we were doing it so we could get stuff. I mean, the first shirt that came off every line, I would grab. Okay. You know, more important than selling it. Was that I would wear the sample around rather than sell it for the first week. So it was something we were doing for ourselves, I think. I got some other designers working here, you know, and someone else is really the art director now.
Yeah, basically my name's Rory. I'm the head designer, I guess art director. I'm in charge of basically getting all the tees and a lot of the accessories and some of the cut and sew out. We just got Joff in here recently. He's our new junior designer.
Since when?
Maybe like 3 months.
You know, I started this thing, man. I can't let go, and I still, you know, I still got it. Put me in a room, give me a computer and a couple fonts, and tell me you need a T-shirt, and you know, I'll give you one that will be a shelf burner. You know, but that said, you know, at the same time, when I was young coming up, I always resented the old guard trying to keep us down, and I try to give the young guys an opportunity, and I think that, you know, the world is theirs. I mean, the market that we're selling to, they have a better connection to.
I mean, you are looking at two different generations of streetwear. I kind of came in, I'm 30, Joff 24. I mean, that's not a huge difference in age, but I mean, you know, aesthetically, like, I came from, you know, when I was in high school, you know, looking up to brands and being interested in skating and hip hop and, you know, X large, that was a completely different aesthetic. That was a completely different scene, and having Joff here, and like he'd said, you know, having his ear to the street and being at the store, he brings in this newness that we didn't really have before that, because he brought in a new generation. So it's like, I mean, I think that he's interjecting the newness, and I'm kind of staying with what I remember being like the basics.
I don't know, from what I've learned about X Large, they've always done a good job of like taking what we do seriously, but not too seriously, and so everything's like a play on it. Like,
the main inspiration for us as far as an urban line was a company out of San Francisco called Ben Davis.
Okay.
They use a chimpanzee or gorilla, I don't know what. We were addicts, you know. We were buying a lot of Ben Davis, and, you know, with respect to Ben Davis, I mean, with, you know, real respect, we wanted a logo as close to theirs as possible. So I did the best I could, and honestly, I had scanned in the Ben Davis logo off a hang tag, and it happened to be a shirt I had. It had extra large size on it and real big type, and I was playing with their logo, and I just grabbed that X large, plugged that in instead of Ben Davis, and, you know, boom, done. But, you know, when we started, there wasn't really a thing called streetwear. I mean, you know, there was Vision Streetwear, maybe the name was out there, but there was not an industry for underground streetwear, and we were you know, creating the blueprint and making it up as it happened. And, you know, honestly, I'm you know, it's an honor to me that there is still this tradition of streetwear that's still out there. Well, it's in you know, we certainly cared about making money, but we never cared. We were never out there to promote our brand and build it into a huge brand. You know, becoming an Echo wasn't really, you know, where we were at, and, you know, I'm not so sure we were capable of doing it anyways. But we never tried, and we never were interested in that anyways. You know, it's, as far as the growth of the brand, we have great strategic partners in Japan. We've been with the same company since we started. You know, they helped us with distribution, and now they're our partners over in Japan.
business manager. Take care of sales, distribution, and I guess at the end of the day, most importantly, money collecting. You know, which is always the hardest, and you know, it's not that hard. I've got a really good relationship with a lot of the accounts that we work with. I started working for XL in '96, so a lot of the same accounts, distributors and stores that we've been selling to, you know, we've been working with the whole time, and a lot of these people, you know, I consider them to be, you know, friends first. You know, I'm always looking to, you know, expand what we're doing internationally, but most importantly for me, you know, for the future of the business and the current business is focusing in on expanding our domestic markets, you know, and building more solid foundations in the States.
Certainly in the early days, in the early 90s, streetwear was backup, or it was an accessory to rap and hip hop. You know, we were making, you know, the music was driving it, we were following, we were creating the styles. I think what's happened now is the streetwear, you know, is its own idea now. I mean, you know, there's music around, but rather than it being the adjunct to the music, I think it's its own thing. I mean, you know, in some ways, you know, again, like a bathing ape is almost more important than the bands who they get to wear.
Yeah.
You know, and the streetwear is the subject now, I think, to put it succinctly. But I think some of the guys, some of the younger brands, I'm sure were into music, but they studied streetwear brands. You know, they didn't get drum machines and start making raps. You know, they got a computer and started making T-shirt designs. And again, you know, I'm proud to be part of that lineage, because it is something special. That, you know, that again, proud and honored to be part of it. Streetwear in general is gaining traction worldwide. You know, outside of the U.S., we've been big in Asia for a while, but I think in general it is, you know, streetwear is probably the next, you know, the next big global thing.
You know, we've always kind of done, you know, what we felt was the right thing to do. You know, not necessarily watching the industry to see what other people are doing. You know, when X Large started, you know, the whole idea was that, you know, Adam and Eli were going to, you know, start a clothing brand and open up a concept store that was, you know, something special and an idea of their own. And I think one of the reasons why X Large has sustained its longevity is sticking true to those roots.
The one thing I think is important, though, is what made the streetwear industry interesting in the beginning, where there were a lot of different voices doing stuff that they actually felt strongly about. And the one thing that I worry about is that it will become homogenized, and everyone will start trying to make the same thing. You know, one thing is selling for somebody, then everybody's making the same thing. And I think that's the one thing that the industry's got to be careful about, because once all streetwear is the same, it's going to lose its potency and potential. That extra large.
I know.
That make us sound good.
All right.
All right. Hey, I'm running out, so I think they're better when I'm not here. They get nervous around the old man. All right. I'll see you. I'll be back.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Yeah. Basically.